Man, we certainly had our opportunities to win the game, but we didn't. I mean, we got to own that. Not enough routine playmaking. Routine things routinely is kind of a signature of high floor football, and I just thought that particularly on the offensive side, we didn't do enough routine things well to move the ball with fluidity, to win possession downs, to possess it, to score. And so the game was touch and go because of that. Obviously, that sequence there at the end of the first half, man, we missed an opportunity there to maybe get some points and book in the half. I thought that was significant. From an injury standpoint, Najee was evaluated for a head injury, but he was cleared and came back in the game. And very late in the game, Mason McCormick injured his left hand and is being evaluated as we speak. I'll probably have more information the next time we get together. Questions?
Mike, how disappointing and concerning is it to end the season that way, 4 consecutive losses heading to the postseason?
It's disappointing because we play to win, but it's neither here nor there. We're in the single elimination tournament now, and so we better turn our attention toward playing good football and better than we have, particularly in recent weeks.
Mike, why didn't you punt at the end of the first half? Why did you decide to go for it?
We had timeouts. They had timeouts. I didn't want to give the ball back to them. I like to be aggressive in those moments. If you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win. And so obviously we didn't.
Mike, why only 12 passing attempts through the first 3 quarters?
Again, we weren't doing enough to possess the ball, and so you can talk about passing attempts, you can talk about rushing attempts. They had the ball for I don't know how many minutes. We didn't. It's all a culmination of not winning enough possession downs and possessing the ball, and they did. And so we're going to be short whatever way you cut it.
Also a first down issue too, Mike?
I'm sorry?
Your effectiveness on first down was also a first down issue too?
Yes, but again, 3rd and 8 plus a lot. And so, yeah, that's certainly reflective of what we're doing on first down football.
Mike, how do you put these last 4 behind you and go kind of clean slate, as you mentioned, into
I don't know that you go clean slate. You better learn from these lessons. You know what I mean? It's okay. We're a mentally tough group. It's okay to learn from these lessons and to remember the things that created this, because there's nothing mystical about it, And so that's going to be my mentality, and that's what I'm going to relate to the guys as we move into next week.
Do you think it was prudent to bring Najee back when he was a little nicked up, and maybe you could have brought in Jalen for the remainder of the game?
What is your question?
Why did they bring Najee back?
Because he was medically cleared to come back into the game.
Mike, what tells you that this group is mentally tough?
I'm around him every day.
Justin was listed as healthy. Was he available for the short yardage situations or red zone situations?
He was.
Why stick with Russ when the offense wasn't able to move anything? Did you consider inserting Justin?
Not really, no. Because our failures were collective. And I just think at this juncture, the most prudent thing for us to do was to stick with those that were on the field and work through it.
What were the Bengals doing that allowed them to keep the sticks moving and keep that momentum?
Talking about offensively?
Yeah, Cincinnati's offense.
They were throwing rhythm passes. They're gonna make some plays. We're gonna make some plays. They did what we expected them to do. They had to neutralize our rush, and particularly early on, they were getting the ball out quickly. Once we started batting some passes and things of that nature and throwing some of that off rhythm, it settled into a flow that we were comfortable with defensively.
Like, you guys had over 500 yards of offense the first time you played this team. What was the difference tonight?
We made plays in that one. We didn't make routine plays in this one.
Coach. Anyone else? Yes, Coach. As far as time of possession, Cincinnati actually had the ball 16 more minutes than your team. So what can you do? And for the last few games, the time of possession has been lost. So what can you do to actually change that?
It's the same discussion as when she was asking about the 12 passes. If you're not converting possession downs, and they are, it's going to get skewed. They possessed the ball. We didn't. We didn't make enough routine plays. We were not in third manageable, particularly early on. We were in third and longer. And so they had a heck of a lot more snaps in totality than we did.
They scored on their first 2 possessions to start the game, first 2 possessions, second half. I know those are always key moments for you. What's been going wrong?
I'm not going to define the game by that. They scored a touchdown and a field goal on their first 2 possessions. We scored a touchdown. It was a 10-7 ball game. A lot of ball to be played.
I think it's 6 straight games here to have a 3-and-out in your first drive on offense. Why has that been so difficult for you guys to get going early?
Again, as I mentioned, we didn't make enough routine plays throughout the game, early on, middle, late, however you want to describe it. We had to get back to making more routine plays than we have at this juncture.
Mike, you came out throwing in that game in Cincinnati a month ago. Why did you change it this time around? It seemed like you had more of an emphasis on the running game early in this one.
Again, I'm not comparing it to the last outing. We formulated a plan that we thought was appropriate for this environment and this game this week, and didn't work out the way we would like.